What if Kissy Missy isn't really who she says she is? What's her connection to Prototype? Hello, friends. This is Dylan Theory. Have you ever wondered who Kissy Missy really is? Would you say she's just another Huggy Wuggy toy in pink? Or would you say she's an ally of Poppy and the player? That's what I thought. But recently I noticed one very important and interesting thing. As we know, after the success of Poppy Playtime CO, they decided to create a female version of the Huggy Wuggy to increase sales. In terms of design, they are identical except for the different color of the wool. There are many theories about her being related to Huggy Wuggy, from being brother and sister to actually dating. But such theories are too superficial, and Kissy Missy is just another animatronic. Or is she? Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy are very different from each other when it comes to their personalities. Huggy Wuggy is shown to us as an evil character that is ready and willing to kill the protagonist, while Kissy Missy is on the contrary, helping Toy and Poppy. But what if it's just a mask and a facade so as not to arouse suspicion? My theory is that Kissy Missy is actually betraying the protagonist and Poppy, and she's actually working with Prototype. And at the end of Chapter 3, when she's supposedly attacked, it was a setup, a ruse to pretend to be dead. You may think I'm talking nonsense, but if you remember what happened before that, you can safely assume that she's really going to betray the protagonist and Poppy. Her mask is expressed by the fact that in the Joy Hour tape, she was also the one who killed the employees and wreaked havoc with the rest of the toys, as well as in the restricted relocation 08-08-1995 tape, in which there was a transportation of Kissy Missy from one point to another. And then we are shown a fragment where there are 2 dead employees of Poppy Playtime CO, as well as there was a lot of blood on Kissy Missy herself. These snippets show us that Kissy Missy is really not just as it seems. Fans originally thought that Kissy Missy would be the villain of the second chapter. However, that turned out to be false when Long-Legged Mommy was revealed. But what if the developers of Poppy Playtime didn't scrap the idea until the end and decide to reveal it in the 4th installment? Also, during the adventure in Home Sweet Home, the player may find Kissy looking at a picture of a girl and looking sad, perhaps implying that this girl was once her. And this is where her motives for betraying Poppy and the protagonist to be loyal to the Prototype are revealed. After all, it is the Prototype. That is Elliot Ludwig, as I have said in past videos, who can help her and transfer her soul into her body. As we know, there is a labyrinth underneath the factory, and the labyrinth has a lot of equipment, and most likely cold rooms, where the bodies of valuable employees are kept so that they don't die during happy hour. I think that Joy Hour was originally planned by Elliot to gather a lot of souls in one place in order to return the souls to human bodies, rather than putting them in toys. And Kissy Missy wanted to get out of the toy body into her own almost unharmed body to leave the companies and live a happy and peaceful life. That's what Prototype suggested to Kissy Missy to get into the confidence of Poppy, that is her daughter. To somehow stop her from killing all the unwanted toys and returning the souls of her dead daughter and wife to their own bodies. I think the Prototype will also betray Kissy Missy. After all, maybe the devil's bargain will only include 3 souls, and Kissy Missy is not part of that plan. Not much is known about Kissy Missy, but through information gathered, it was revealed that she was created in 1985, a year after the creation of Huggy Wuggy. It is speculated that Playtime co-workers created it because Huggy's popularity had skyrocketed, so they took the opportunity to create a female counterpart to further increase their popularity. This was and still is common in almost every industry today. If there is a version of a toy for boys and girls, there is usually a version of the same toy for the opposite sex. On the cassette tape, Restricted Relocation 08-08-1995, which occurred on August 8, 1995. Beginning of the tape states that it was altered by a third party, and later on the tape repeatedly refers to Kissy's release. On that day, Kissy was loaded onto a freight train to be transported to Playcare under the large body contingency plan. But on the way, she was suddenly released from her harness as the train went faster, and within seconds, it was the hour of joy. Kissy Missy knocks down 2 workers who were servicing her, and then chases another worker who ran away from her. By 11:14, she is back in the same position she was originally in, but covered in blood and surrounded by corpses. But what about Huggy Wuggy? Once upon a time, the scientists at Poppy Playtime CO believed that Huggy Wuggy was docile and capable of a specialization. But now, he's pretty much one of the most dangerous and bloodthirsty toys in the game. So why shouldn't Kissy Missy become one too, after all the horrors she saw during Joy Hour? Kissy Missy often took shy poses in the elevator, which showed that she is actually very susceptible to manipulation and very trusting of people. But with this trust and susceptibility to manipulation, she is not stupid and naive. On the contrary, she skillfully deceives Poppy and the player secretly working as a double agent for Prototype. As we know, toys are not aggressive towards children, but towards adults they are very aggressive and ready to kill them. It happens because toys have associations with adults, that they have carried out terrible experiments on them, and children in their turn are innocent. That is why children are not afraid of toys and do not have a fear of death. When Huggy Wuggy first appeared before our eyes, he was not aggressive, but later he attacked the player. So why doesn't Kissy Missy do the same? We saw her in Part 2 and Part 3, and according to player theories, Kissy Missy was supposed to attack the player in Part 3 and try to kill him. And she almost did by attacking the player, but not killing him, as she was stopped by Poppy. But I'm sure the player wasn't into Prototype's plans. And that's why Kissy Missy, in order not to lose Poppy's trust, didn't kill the player. And now, if you like the theory, then put likes and subscribe to the channel and watch my past videos to see the whole picture. Good luck, everybody!